this is one big, beautiful mess, I think is the way to think about it. This is going to take a long time to play out in the courts. The court essentially said that the administration overreached by using this method to impose tariffs, and that it was not sufficiently tethered to the national emergency, and that the administration failed to follow procedural steps. There are other mechanisms to impose tariffs, but those mechanisms have their own limitations, either in terms of how long those tariffs can last and or the process necessary to do an assessment of the degree of that national emergency and the extent to which the tariffs are necessary. So what I would be worried about if I were the administration is that the countries we are negotiating with are going to try to run the clock and delay any concessions.
But I thought they can go do it now. I mean, we had Michael Froman on. We're going to have Greer on later. Apparently there are other ways to do this, even if the court really did officially block this going forward. But now I thought, given what just happened in the last 24 hours, it sounds like game back on.
No, not necessarily. So the stay is pretty procedural for this mechanism, but the other ways to impose tariffs are not clean necessarily for the administration. One of the mechanisms would, for example, limit the tariff to 150 days, which would undermine the administration's negotiating position. The other tariff would require an assessment of the national emergency, and then that assessment and its reliance on that assessment will then be subjected to litigation about whether it was sufficiently tethered to the national emergency. So I think there's a great deal of uncertainty, which is why, again, I think the administration needs to be thoughtful about the extent to which countries are just going to try to stay out of the line of fire, delay the game, and then see if this really comes to fruition.